Hi, this is Wasabi. Welcome to the channel. This is Battle in Steel Hunter mode, and we're in solo mode this time. You can see we've presented with a map that we can choose where to land. If you don't choose, it will basically put you on a random part of the map. So we picked the southern part of the map, and the first thing we really need to do is try and find loot. Loot is what helps you upgrade your tank to become better in as many different respects as you can for both mobility and survivability and firepower. So we're in the German Valkyrie, which is based on the 3001H at this level. The tier is called Tier 1. And we're just scanning around, just driving in a random direction towards the side of the map, and the first thing we've spotted is a piece of yellow loot, which is basically ammunition, but also contains some battle XP, so that will help us upgrade. You can see we're at Tier 1 and we've got 500 points to collect before we get to Tier 2. Now each bit of loot takes 4 seconds to collect from, and you can see that's upgraded us to 300 points. The next thing we've done is our radios become active, and you press the X button and it creates a sort of primitive form of radar which shows you where the nearest loot is, and can also give you an idea of where enemy might be. So it's helped us identify that piece of loot. One of the other things you can see on the mini-map, there's a green sort of cone around the front of the tank. That's our visibility cone, and we need to keep rotating our turret in each direction to ensure that we're picking up information about where the enemy might be. If we don't, the enemy can come up behind us, we wouldn't notice them because they were not in our zone. So out of this choice here, we're going to pick top speed, as we've just leveled up, and we just looking around. I think that's right, we've seen on the map there's that little red triangle which indicates enemy nearby, and I just want to basically move away from that location. So we're heading off in this direction to the next spot that appeared on the map with loot, which again is more ammunition. Now what you're seeing there is the effect of the map shrinking. The map is showing yellow parts and also red parts. The yellow will turn into red after a certain amount of time. I'm not sure exactly what it is. You've probably got about a minute or so before that changes. We're just driving along the map edge here, so that's the red and clear sort of checked line there, and we're just checking our bearings on the map, with the radar again, and we just spotted another bit of ammunition loot up ahead. So we are just short of Tier 3, so if we pick this up we should continue to go up in tiers. And you can see also the countdown is changing now. This, instead of 20 players, it's now 16, so a few players have died already, and although we haven't done any damage or spotted anyone, what we're trying to do is level up as quickly as we can. Now out of this choice we'll pick radio detection cooldown. That means we can use our map checking much more frequently. So you can see another player's just died, and we're just scanning around left and right to improve our visibility as we head towards this bit of ammunition loot. So mostly been ammunition so far. The green ones are consumables, so that gives you additional charges for your abilities or for your common abilities. Now out of this choice we're going to pick damage per shot, so if we do penetrate we'll do more damage for that. And you can see again on the mini-map that we've got some enemy behind us, indicated by the radar. So we are just trying to stay out of the way of enemy for the moment until we can level up again. So it's just a strategy you can take. If you are forced into combat, then you'll still gain experience. So every time you do damage, you'll get more experience. You can just see a plane has just flown overhead that's dropping an airdrop, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, but we won't head straight for the airdrop just yet. We'll just pick up this green loot being consumables, and also XP, and that's only added 150 XP to us, but it's given us another charge on repairs. So we've been spotted. We don't know exactly where yet, so we're going to try and stay low and just follow around in this sort of riverbed sort of area. But we can see we're right on the yellow edge, but now what we've done, we've spotted the French Harlequin, and he's trying to take advantage of a loot spot, which means he has to stay there for 4 seconds. He's just missed the opportunity there, but we'll try and get some damage out of him. Not a great shot, but for some reason he just stops here. I don't know, maybe he hasn't noticed us. Probably hasn't actually. If he wasn't facing us, he wouldn't have picked it up, but he has now. And he's running away into the yellow. Now we're just going to wait on the edge here, and you can see the yellow's just turned red. That's one of the dangers of it. So he's realised, okay, that's dangerous, he's got to come out. We managed to do some damage to him, taken about half of his hit, so we did a big 400. He's done 2 shots into us, so it's okay, we've still got plenty of hit points. And we're just going to try and chase him, probably one more shot into him. If we can connect, we'll kill him. So we'll just keep chasing him. We're trying to auto lock onto him. We managed to shoot him, and we basically get spoils of war, which is the red coloured one. That gives us all the resources that vehicle had picked up, as well as an ultimate ability charge, out of which you can see button 5 is now active, and that's given us turbocharger mode, which yeah, we'll see if we use. But what we're more interested in right now is that an aeroplane drop is happening right in front of us, and we're going to use the advantage of the top speed that we picked up earlier to try and get there as quickly as possible. So we're going to bypass this consumables loot, go straight for the airdrops, and these are the most powerful types of loot that you get. One ultimate ability charge, another regular ability charge, and a larger amount of battle XP, and it will restore any hit points you'd lost as well. So we've now leveled up again, and we're going to take hit points over armor. Again, armor will slow us down, hit points gives us more sort of survivability. We did see a tank just there. We're not sort of that interested in going straight into battle. We'll pick up these consumables here, and we are sort of on the edge of the map, so we're going to keep an eye on that. The map is slowly shrinking, but we're going to go into that stadium area and just see whether we can pick anyone up. It's down to 9 tanks total now. And yeah, we haven't done a lot of damage yet, but we'll see what happens there. So again, radar picks up enemy on the other side of the stadium, or just around the corner. We'll just see if we can cut through here and whether that will give us anything. And just as we do that, the yellow area starts, so we're not that interested to stay in this area. If there is enemy on the other side, they're going to have to move out as well. And we'll just drive out into the clear. Now I just want to be careful here. Again, it's a wide open area. There could be enemy spotting from the other side, and someone is spotting us. We're just not exactly sure where, but it could have been from behind as we went through. Again, Sixth Sense is going off 2 seconds after you actually get spotted, so you can't always tell exactly where you have. Now we were heading for that green loot, the consumables, but again, very tempted by this airdrop considering how close it's actually landed to us. So even though it might be tempting other players to come down here and pick it up, our chance is that we'll get there before anyone and manage to get out again. Now this is one of the advantages of playing in the centre of the map. Most of the players are trying to play the edges to stay out of trouble and roam around there, but getting closer and closer to the centre, that sometimes leaves the centre wide open, so which is pretty much what we're finding at the moment. There's really no players around right in this immediate vicinity. So we're going to take hit points over armour in this case, and we're up to 3,000 hit points now, and you can see the vehicle's changing. Now we're looking much more like an E100 with a sort of a low turret on it, or a lurver as Stewie JP likes to call it. So we'll yeah, now I've got pretty defendable tank, but I think yeah, so we're at level 6 and we've got another 1,500 odd XP to get to level 7. But look, nonetheless, we're in a pretty good situation. So we'll just go back, collect that green loot that we knew was there, and we'll start heading back towards the centre. We are already basically on the edge of a red zone, so this is likely to change to yellow pretty quickly. So we grab that, and we're just heading up through the shipyard here, and you can see, yes, it's just turned yellow, so we don't want to stay around in this area. Definitely anyone who's behind us has already perished if they were in the red zone, as you lose hit points pretty consistently. Now we're just checking our bearings. First of all, we are on the edge, but we're again seeing a really fortuitous airdrop almost right in front of us. So this has been really lucky on this particular occasion, but we'll go and collect that and just try and get a lay of the land. Now we see tanks being lit up, so we're just a bit cautious here, but we'll take this as quickly as we can. Don't have to drive right into the area, you can just park your tank right in the corner. We collect that. We do get an upgrade in terms of points, but it doesn't quite get us to level 7. But anyway, knowing that there's tanks there, and there's not likely to be tanks behind us, we're just going to take a little cover here and see if we can peek out to get any opportunistic damage in. So just waiting for the ammunition to load. I'll switch to APCR. So APCR is effectively like premium ammunition. It does have a higher penetration, but does less damage than your standard. And we're seeing a couple of tanks now that look like they're chasing each other, so that's all good. Happy if they want to do damage to each other. They don't look all that upgraded though. That 1000 hit points is not indicated they're on full hit points. So it could be that these players are not really picking up a whole lot. So we'll try and get some more into this Raven, which is the US medium tank. Pretty mobile, but we've managed to take most of his hit points out. But now again, the zone is rapidly changing. We're in a yellow zone. Looks like that enemy Valkyrie is fired back at us. Now he's upgraded, he's on 3000 hit points, so we will try not to engage with him directly. Now we've just got to be careful. When you see these edges, you're really not certain 100% which side you're on if you're not paying close attention to the map. So we're going to, and you can see it's really cutting down. So we've got just a number of seconds that are counting down before we get any damage done to our tank. So although there's been an airdrop to our side, we're going to ignore that because that will basically suck us in. So we want to try and stay away from the tank that we saw, but to try and flank him, but also not go into the red. So we're going to come around and go through this factory area. You can see there's only 6 tanks left. Now just having difficulty making the turn. This is a big heavy tank, and you've just got to treat it like it is a heavy tank. Drop your finger off the W key to be able to make a proper turn if it's tight. So it means our speed is not so good as we're going through this area. Look, we could be upgraded to level 7 pretty quickly if we get the opportunity to do some damage. But basically at this point now we know we might as well head straight for the remaining clear, because that's where the other tanks will be, and if they're not, they're going to die. So we're just heading as due north as we can, and it's down to 5 tanks now, and we're in the red. So again, we are just a bit confused about which way we're heading, I've got to say, to be honest, and realise that we're not heading it, but we're starting to take some damage. So you can see we're 300 points of damage every second or so. So we're just trying to get our bearings right, get out of this red area, and we'll put a heal on as soon as we're out of that, which we've just done. And we're trying to find the enemy tanks. So where are they? And there they are. They're all down the bottom here. But again, looks like they're in that zone and they're fighting with each other. So we'll take our opportunity. We're not on full health, so just being a little cautious here. But waiting for them to come out. We'll do some damage as soon as we can. He's obviously done a heal, but 300 hit points wasn't quite enough to kill him. And we get an additional upgrade. We've got to level 7, so we'll just pick up damage And you can see now we're fully red now, so we just got to just do damage as much as possible. So we're trying to get some shots into this Valkyries. He's coming back towards us, so go for the lower plate, do a big hit in, and we'll try and ram him to kill him, and he's dead. And then finally we die, but luckily we're the last to die. Not exactly sure why. Actually, we finished on top because we had the most hit points at the end of the game, and everyone's hit points were being whittled down by being in the red zone or by doing damage. So we finished with just over 2,000 damage. Not a whole lot, but it's enough to get us some extra bonus points by one of the missions. So we earned a total of 500 points, and that allowed us to go up a level in the game. There's the leaderboard, and we finished on top with 300 points from the win. You can see in solo mode it goes down to level the 5th player to get points. Anyway, thanks for watching.